Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead Q&A for today. Probably do one for Fear later. In this one, we're going to start with me giving my thoughts on why I think The Walking Dead always gets snubbed at the Emmys. Okay, so a few people asked this question, so I wanted to add it in after the Emmys were last Sunday night, and they were pretty good. Rami Malek from Mr. Robot actually won Best Actor, which I was really happy because I like that series as well too, and he's really great. But the question comes from Ryan Whitelaw, as well as other people too. You know who you are if you ask this question. Trev, please tell people why The Walking Dead can't win Emmys. And I think it has won some Emmys, I believe. This year it didn't win any. This year for Season 6, it did not win any Emmys at all. It won 0. And it was hardly nominated. It was only nominated for actually Fear for the shorts. There's 2 nominations. I'll put the link in the description to the listing. 2 nominations were for Outstanding Short Form Comedy or Drama Series. So it was Fear for the Flight 462 was nominated, and it didn't win either of them for the Flight 462. So that's kind of crazy, right? If you think about it, The Walking Dead is one of the biggest shows on TV, and now there's Fear as well too. And yeah, it doesn't even get nominated for basically anything, at least anything of value except for the shorts, which don't even really count. With regards to the main Walking Dead series, is nothing. So this is why I think. It is. I think it's just the genre that it's in. I think that when you have horror type series based on comic books, and it's kind of like comic book movies too. You know, when it comes to the main award shows, you look at Oscars and stuff like that. It's very, very rare that we see a comic book series win, like comic book series movie win almost anything. There's a few exceptions here and there of some really good stuff where you have, like, for example, Dark Knight and stuff like that have won a few. And Walking Dead, being that it's not just comic books but it's also horror, it kind of like, I don't know, it's just the genre that it is. They probably can't get into it, and so they probably can't see the value in it, and they probably can't see why the show is so popular and why it is so big as it is. The StrawThatBerry said, this is his username, he said, "Hey Trev, what awards would you give The Walking Dead?" Danby responded with, "I would give Andrew Lincoln an Emmy for lead actor." So that was in the comments. I think he should get at least one during the series. I mean, at least give him an Emmy one of these years. I don't know. I mean, I think he's a great actor. I think he sells every scene he's in. If you look at the deleted scenes, sometimes you can get a feel for, how kind of out there and kind of silly and unbelievable some of the acting and stuff like that seems, and why they cut certain parts. To me, I get right into the experience. I guess maybe the people that, the critics for the Emmys and that, yeah, I mean they're just not into it. It's the same as most other horror series as well too. It's very rare you see horror or comic book type stuff win anything, be it movies or TV for Emmys or Oscars or what have you, Golden Globes or whatever. It doesn't matter. So that's personally why I think it really just doesn't get much recognition in that way. But I can't remember to the past earlier on the series if it ever really did win any of the big ones. I think sometimes for prosthetics, but I'd have to look back year by year and check. But right now, this year, yeah, they didn't even really get nominated for basically anything, which is kind of unfortunate. I would think they'd at least get nominated for something, being the biggest show on cable, I would think, for a drama. It's kind of nuts, right, to think that it just gets blasted out. And please, with the trolling in the comments, Game of Thrones fans especially, dudes, please keep it cool, man. Please do not start a war. That's not what this video is. Please do not say, you know what, I'll just delete them. If anybody says The Walking Dead sucks, I'm just going to delete. I'm going to delete your comments, because that's not what this is about. This is about, it doesn't suck, okay? I mean, sometimes you could say maybe quality, this kind of thing. The show's going to be long running, so maybe the quality won't always be something like Breaking Bad or something where it ends in 5 seasons and it's really amazing. I think The Walking Dead's amazing, and it's a great long running show. But yeah, please try to keep the trolling in the comments at a minimum. That said, you guys can write below why you guys think The Walking Dead pretty much always gets snubbed at the Emmys and never really wins any of the major awards or anything. I think it's because of the type of show it is. Zombies, this kind of thing. critics, they probably can't get into it. They're like, what, the zombie show? No, we're not going to nominate them. No. Yeah, so write your comments below on why you guys think it hardly ever wins anything as far as awards go and accolades. Owen Pirouet says, hey, Trev, question for you. What is your most favorite episode, Battle of the Bastards or No Way Out? Keep up the great work. So, how I'm trying to say don't start a war, but, Owen, you threw a question that maybe I shouldn't have included this one. Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones is absolutely incredible. The Walking Dead, as I've said many times, it's my favorite series that's ever been made. No Way Out is probably the best episode they've ever done so far, and maybe they'll do some better ones in the future. But it's not a fair competition because Battle of the Bastards is an extended, longer episode. It's 60 minutes. And in that, again, it's quality versus quantity. If you keep the show running for a long time, you're not going to see Rick storm in and just beat Negan to death or something and have Negan be killed off right then and there in The Walking Dead when they want it to be more long-running, probably, right? So, and that's kind of what happens in Battle of the Bastards. So Battle of the Bastards is probably the best episode ever made of any series. It won all the tons of more Emmys than any other episode ever. And it deserves it, but I do think that The Walking Dead should get at least nominated. Like, at least nominate them for something. I don't know, man. It's that's pretty tough. So, but my favorite episode ever, I'm trying to think, like, which one was I more charged after watching? Walking Dead No Way Out or Battle of the Bastards? I want to say Walking Dead No Way Out, but that's a bit of fanboyism, and I'll admit that too, because you got to be able to analyze yourself right, because of how much I wanted to see those events happen from the comic book series, the Carl I shot, and the Andersons getting killed off and everything like that. So No Way Out was really incredible to see that played out, but it's not really fair because Battle of the Bastards is longer. So let's put it that way. Ryan Gangadin says, Trev, Q&A, can you please do the Gangnam style dance again? Get ready for a season. I did that. What season was that? Season 3 or was that season 4? I don't even remember now. But no Gangnam style dance this year, no head shave this year. I got something else for you guys this year I've been working on for over a month or two now. I've filmed a trailer, so it's going to be good, and I'll release it a couple weeks before the premiere. So heads up for that. I'll let you guys know when the date gets closer. But yeah, it's got some really fun stuff in it. So I think you guys will really like it. I worked really hard on it. So you'll see. There's something. It's coming for you guys. I think you'll like it. It's pretty funny. So at least I think it is. We'll see how you guys respond. But yeah, I got something for this year, Ryan. Don't worry. No Gangnam style dances though. No dancing in this one. But I think you'll like it anyway. Laura Zuckerwatte says, hey, Trev, Q&A for your Q&A videos. Question for your Q&A videos. If you were in the apocalypse, which community would you want to live? Alexandria, Hilltop, Kingdom, or Sanctuary? This is a tricky one. I think who has the best quality of life? I want to say Alexandria, I would think, because the people there are also pretty nice and stuff like that. You don't get nearly as much stuff going on as you probably would at the Sanctuary. The Sanctuary, you probably have people killing each other and all kinds of crazy shit happening. The Kingdom would be cool too. The Hilltop's had some trouble recently, so maybe not the Hilltop, and Gregory seems kind of like a jerk. So I think I'd have to go with Alexandria or the Kingdom. Ezekiel's pretty cool. He's got the tiger and stuff. You can get behind that, but Rick's pretty badass. So I think I'd go with Alexandria personally. But you guys can write your comments below. Where would you want to live? I think this was on the Walking Dead website. I'm pretty sure. Trev Urgent, apparently the Walking Dead Season 7 synopsis has been leaked. I didn't read it, but apparently Negan's victims are on it. This is from Fear, the Walking Dead AMC. And yeah, just to include that as a Q&A, I'm not going to be covering it, dudes. It's just, it's what it is. I'm not going to be getting into that right now because it's so close to the premiere. I won't be doing a video on that or anything. It's out there if you want to read it, that kind of thing. I think we all know anyway. It's all over the place, the spoilers and that kind of stuff this year. It's kind of unfortunate. I've done my best to try to not spread the spoilers this year, but it's gotten out anyway. It's what it is. Hey Trev, just wanted to hear your thoughts on Rolling Stone ranking The Walking Dead as the 77th best TV show of all time on their top 10 list. Game of Thrones is number 12, by the way, if you wanted to know. Here's the link to the article. This is from Gaming Heavens. Really cool list. I do think The Walking Dead should be higher than 77, but you have a lot of shows on there, and I think maybe eventually it will move up. I think Game of Thrones will move up too. Number one, you got like The Sopranos, you got The Simpsons, you got Seinfeld, you got The Wire, you got some of these Breaking Bad, you got some of these like all-time great TV shows. So it's a pretty good list, but personally, I would want The Walking Walking Dead to be higher, especially with the amount of fan support that the series has. I think it should be higher on the list, but who knows? In the future, it may move up higher, and I think Game of Thrones will move up higher too than number 12 because I think it's more successful than The Sopranos. But The Sopranos, again, you talk about quality versus quantity. You got Breaking Bad, you got The Sopranos, you got The Wire, shows like this. So yeah, it's pretty tricky to make a list like that. It's not a bad list, I'll say it that way. But I do think The Walking Dead should be probably higher. At least it's on the list, though, right? We should be happy for that. At least it's on the top 100 somewhere. You know what I mean? At least they didn't do what the Emmys do and just kind of snub it totally. And yeah, that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. We'll keep it a little short for today. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Write your comments below on the whole Emmys discussion, Walking Dead's placement in terms of a great series. Where do you look at it as? And if you like the video, please don't forget, guys, please thumb it up. Fear Q&A will probably be posted later today. I'm going to try to film it after this. And if you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, bottom left to go ahead and subscribe. That's it for this video today. Of course, we'll see you guys later for the Fear videos. So this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.